Okay, here we are in Photoshop, and what I'm going to explain to you is how to use the type tools and how to create a type design. So first, remember to put everything on its own layer. That's the most important thing in this assignment. Remember, the quick key for new layer is Shift Apple N. That will allow you to make a new layer quickly. The other way is to click this little icon in the layers palette, and that allows you to make a new layer. Notice that all of my shapes of color are on different layers, and I can choose that layer and move it by clicking this layer in the layers palette and then simply moving it. Remember that you can move things up in front of or behind just by dragging them in the layers palette. Remember, the quick key for selecting a particular layer is mouse over the layer and then command click on that layer. Notice how as I'm doing this it jumps around to the different layers. So command click on the layer. Now, when you are deciding, so at first I would make sure, going back to the wiki and looking at the directions, you do need to decide on a color scheme. Please make sure you pay attention to this color scheme. There are several different color schemes that you can use here, but you want your final design to be unified, so look through these different color schemes to decide on a color scheme. Once you've chosen your color scheme, you are going to make a lot of different rectangular boxes of color. So as you can see, I've started mine. What you're going to do with the text then is, I'm going to command click on this so I can be on my text layer, is choose the text tool. Remember, at the top your dialog box changes as you change your tool. Now, a quick way to decide which font you want to use is highlight the letter and then highlight the font up here, and then with your arrow keys you can scroll through and decide which font you would like to use. So this is a really easy way of clicking through and finding a font that you're satisfied with. Remember, whatever font you choose, you're going to use that font throughout your entire design. Okay? Remember that this is the size, and notice if I look through this menu it only goes to 72, but you can decide whatever size you want. Obviously you're going to want something kind of big for this design. I chose around 200. Another thing I want to show you is opacity. So I'm going to click on this, control click on this layer, which is way down here, and I'm going to change the opacity of that layer. Notice now that that layer gets lighter and lighter just by changing the opacity. So remember that you can do that. Why you might want to do that is so that you can see through that layer. So notice I moved it up in front of, and now I can kind of see through this layer to those rectangles underneath it.